Hello friends, and welcome to a very exciting chapter of Spanish Language Learning Center today. Today we'll be talking about numbers. Yes, we have a lot of numbers which we'll eventually learn how to talk about them in Spanish. Alright, so we'll start with one of the most important numbers in the history, 0. 0 is what we call this number in English. In Spanish or in Spanish it is cero. Cero. Number 0 is cero. A wall clock over here or a clock over here. Yes, we have numbers 1 to 12. Let's go through them one by one. So 1 is uno. Uno. 2 is dos. Dos. 3 is tres. Tres. 4, cuatro. Cuatro. 5, cinco. Cinco. 6, seis. Seis. 7, siete. Siete. 8, ocho. Ocho. 9, nueve. Nueve. 10, DIEZ. DIEZ. This Z in DIEZ sounds like ace. Ace. DIEZ. 11, once. Once. So this was once in English. In Spanish it becomes once and it depicts number 11. Once. 12 is doce. Doce. So yes, now we know all the numbers on the clock. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, 10, 11, 12. Alright, so we know number 0 is 0 and we have gone through number 1 to 12. Yes, let's move forward. So we have now 13, 14, 15. Each one of them have very different words in Spanish. So 13 is trece. Trece. 3 was tres. 13 is trece. Trece. 14. Catorce. Catorce. 4 was cuatro. 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 And 14 is catorce. Catorce. 15, quince. Quince. 5 was cinco. 15 is quince. Quince. Now number 16 to number 19. I'll tell you a pattern, and all these next 4 numbers, they follow same pattern. So 16 is what? 10 plus 6, right? 10 was DIEZ and 6 was seis. Seis. So this little y which we are seeing between DIEZ and seis is E, which represents and in Spanish. So we are saying 10 and 6. DIEZ, E, seis. So which is equal 10 plus 6 equals to 16. So what we'll do is this, we'll remove this Z and Y and we'll replace it with I. So 16 becomes DIEZ. DIEZ. Alright, so we have combined the sound of Z over here in DIEZ and it becomes DIEZ. Now same pattern, exactly same rule, this 17 till 19. So 17 is what? 10 plus 7. DIEZ, E, siete. DIEZ, E, siete. So we remove this Z and Y, we replace it with an I, so it becomes DIEZ, siete. 7 we know, siete. So it becomes 17, 10 plus 7, DIEZ, siete. Same pattern for 18. 10 plus 8 is 18. So it's DIEZ, E, ocho. So we replace this Z and Y with I, so it becomes DIEZ, ocho. 18. 19. 10 plus 9 equals to 19. 19. So we remove this z and y and it becomes 19. Alright, so we saw 16 to 19 have a pattern where we are removing or replacing z and e with I. Right? Now number 20, it's 20. Alright? It might sound a little typical, but as we just go about it and start using it in our daily life, it will become as easy as we are saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright? 20 is 20. So 21 to 29, they follow exactly the same rule which we had for 16 to 19. Alright? So 21 is what? 20 plus 1. So 20 we know is 20. 20 and 1. 20 y 1. So we just replace A over here, E and Y with I. So it becomes 21. Same goes for 22. 20 plus 2. 20 y 2. So we replace A with I, it becomes 22. So come on, now tell me what would be 23. It is 20 plus 3. 20 plus 3 or 20 y 3. So it is 23. 24. 20 plus 4. 20 y 4. So it becomes 24. 25. 25. 26. 26. 26. 27. 27. 28. 28. 28. 29. 29. For 30 we have a new term. So 30 is 30. Alright, so and again 31 to 39, they follow the same rule as 16 to 19 and 21 to 29. So 35 would be 30 plus 5, 30 y 5. So it becomes 35. 35 is 35. So we just need to know what is the tens number known as. Okay, so 30 is 30, and following our rule, we can tell any number between 31 to 39. 38 will be 38. 40 is 40. 41 to 49, exact same rule. So 43 would be 43. So we replace this A and E with I. 43. 50 is 50. 51 to 59, same rule, no difference. 60 is 60. 61 to 69 goes by the line 60. 67 is 67. 70 is 70. So you want to say 75. 75. 80 is 80. So 82. Let's apply the same rule. 82. 90 is noventa. Noventa. So once again, 30 is treinta, 40 is cuarenta, 50 cincuenta, 60 sesenta, 70 setenta, 80 ochenta, 90 noventa. Alright? Now, a few examples which we already discussed along the way. 43, cuarenta we know, y tres. So, cuarenta-tres. 55, 50 was cincuenta, and 5 as we know, cinco. So, cincuenta-cinco. 61. Yes. Sesenta. And 1 is uno. So, sesenta-uno. Remember, we just removed last letter of the tens number and E and we replace it with I. Sesenta-uno. 74. Setenta. Y cuatro. So it becomes setenta-cuatro. Setenta-cuatro. 82. Ochenta. 80 is ochenta. Ochenta-dos. Ochenta-dos. Now here comes a big number, 100. So 100 is 100 is known as cien. Cien. So if you are just talking about number 100, exact number 100, you will call it out as cien. Cien. But if you are talking any number bigger than 100, even if it's 101, so it becomes ciento. Ciento. So 100 plus 1 equals to 101, and since it's greater than 100, it's no longer cien, it's ciento. Ciento uno. Ciento uno. 102. Ciento dos. Ciento dos. 110, which means ciento diez. Ciento diez. 115. 15 was quince. So, ciento quince. Ciento quince. 40. 40 we know it was cuarenta. So, ciento cuarenta. Ciento cuarenta. 199. So, 99 we 100 is ciento, and 99 we remember it was 90 was noventa, and 9 is nueve. Alright, so it becomes ciento noventa-nueve. Ciento noventa-nueve. So at present it might seem like a little tongue twister or a little confusing. How can I remember such a long word? But trust me, as you go about it, start using it in your daily life, practice it more and more, it will be as easy as saying 199. Ciento noventa-nueve. 200. Dos cientos. Dos cientos. So 200 is basically what? 100 plus 100. So 200 is what we are saying. 2 is dos. We know the rule. Anything above 100, ciento. So that's why we have ciento over here. And because we are talking about more than 100, we add a s towards the end. So it is dos cientos. 200 is dos cientos. So if you want to say 211, so that's what 200 plus 11. 200 we know is dos cientos, and 11 we know it's once. So dos cientos once. Dos cientos once. 300. We are talking about 100. 3 we know it's known as tres. Trescientos. Trescientos. Again, let's use some numbers over here and see how do we call it out in Spanish. So we are trying to call out 339. So let's try to break it. 300 plus 30 plus 9. So 300 we know is 300, 30 we know is 30, and 9 we know it's 9. So 339. 339. So 30 plus 9, we use the rule which we learned few minutes back. So it becomes 339. 265. 200 plus, tell me, 65. 60 is 60 and we have 5. So we add it, it becomes 265. 400. So 100 plus 100 plus 100 plus 100. 400. 4 is 4. 400. 500. Okay, 5 into 100 or 5 times 100. But this is a rule breaker. So it won't be 500. It is 500. 500. 500 is 500. So yes, a little bit difficult to pronounce, but you'll be just fine with it. 500. 500. That's a rule breaker. 600 follows the pattern 600. 6 says 600. 700, it is again a rule breaker. 700. So 7 we know it is 7, but this is not 700, it is 700. 700. So we saw 500 was rule breaker, 700 is the rule breaker. 700. 800. 8 is 8. We have 100 is 100, and because we are talking multiples of 100, we add s towards the end. 800. 800. 900. It's again a rule breaker. So 9 is 9. So it's not 900. It is 900. 900. Alright. So let's again put up our slider to see what each of the hundreds are called as. So 200 is, we know exact number 100 is cien. Anything above 100 is ciento. Alright. 200 is 200. 300 300. 400 400. 500 is the rule breaker. 500. 500. 600 600. 600. 700 rule breaker. 700. 700. 800 800. 800. 900 rule breaker. 900. 900. Alright, now comes the 4-digit number 1000. 1000. So it's called as meal. Meal. Mil. Mil. So you want to say 5000. So 5 is 5 and 1000 you know is mil. So it's 5 mil. 5 mil. So over with mil, we don't add es to indicate that we are talking about multiple objects. We stay with mil and it is preceded by the number or the multiple. So 5000 is 5 mil. So if we are talking 10,000, it will be DIEZ mil. DIEZ mil. But let's say if you are talking about you are talking like thousands of people. So in that case, you'll add es towards the end and it becomes miles de personas. Miles de personas, because we are saying thousands. Alright, we have a s towards the end, thousands. So that's why it becomes miles de personas. But if we are saying 15,000, 15 we know 15, 1000 mil. 15 mil. So 13,000, as we saw, 13 is 13, so 13,000. 13,000. Alright. So the 5-digit number, 21,223. This is what we have to call out in Spanish. So 21,000 is what? 21,000. Alright, 21,000, what we are looking at, 21,000, 21 we know is 21. Then we have 200, which means 200, and 23 is 23. So 21,223 in English becomes 21,223. Do not get nervous or don't think it's too difficult to learn, because trust me, it's as easy as saying 21,223. 21,223. So next time when you go out for jogging or you're doing exercises at home and you're trying to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, instead just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and eventually you will fall in love with these numbers. So 40,000 is 1. 40 was 40,000 mil. 40 mil and 1. Uno. A big number. 40 mil, uno. 40,001. Alright, now we come to 6-digit number. 300 and 1,235. Alright. So 300 and 1,000. Let's see what we call it out. So 300 is 300, and we are talking another one on the top of it, 301,000. That gives us 300 and 1,000, and then we are talking about 235. So 200 is 200, 35 we know, 35. So 300 and 1,235, 6-digit number becomes 301,235. Do not worry at all. You just need to know 1 to 100. Remember the rules in between, and you need to know what the multiples of hundreds are being called, and you can call out number as long as whatever you want. What do we call it? This. Yes, un millón. Alright, un millón. So this we say double L, we call it as million in English, but double L is spelled as E. Un millón. So millions is basically millón in Spanish. So when you want to say 2 million, so millón doesn't follow the same rule as mil. We are talking about multiple millions, so we'll add ES to it. So it becomes dos millones. This is another rule which we need to remember. For mil, we don't need to add ES to indicate that we are talking about multiple objects, but for millón, yes, we do. So that's it we had on the numbers end, and I'll see you in the next lesson.